So, straight off the bat, here's the first tip. Don't use these plain old boring capsules when operating SFS. You should probably try and just use these other ones, which you should try and clip the capsule inside of this beautifully arranged thing, so that then it can work and it can also fly as normal. On its own, sorry. Let's go. As you can see, it can also fly. So, back to the rocket. Now let's try and make a good moon lander here. So first, you shouldn't really try and use the natural decouplers, as you can see. You shouldn't use that. Instead, if you want to get a really fast separation, you should just use these things. They're called side separators and they push quite hard. As you can see, if you crank all it up, you can see that it even manages to fly on its own. So now you can get it. But for this thing, I probably won't be using it because you don't really need to separate it that hard. So let's remove it. Now let's put a normal decoupler in place. Now let's get a fuel tank, put a Corbelli engine, like normal, sorry, Valiant engine. Now like normal, except we had to put on 2 side decouplers and 2 extra fuel tanks, so that then when the other thing runs out, you can just rely on these because they're way better as extra things. They really fit well and I've used them for a lot of my other missions. You can check them in the videos that I've made. So yeah, you just do that, you get another Corbelli thing. So yeah, after you've done that, you should probably try and choose your engine. As it's a bit heavy, so yeah. You finally got everything you need in that upper part. Now you might want to choose a Hawk engine, right? It's high thrust, but unfortunately it's used in the lower stage. You really shouldn't use it because it's really inefficient. Instead, choose a Valiant engine. There's a trick to making it have more thrust. Instead of doing it normally, you should also get 2 other side things, like that. And you can get some nose cones if you want to put on the side, like I did. And now you get 2 more Valiant engines, and then just put them on the side, like I did. It's the perfect rocket so far. So yeah, now it's finally time to actually put on one of the lower stages, which is going to have Hawk engines. Let's cover up these Valiant engines, shall we? Kind of put on the big chungus fuel tanks, so that we can put on some Hawk engines on it. And also so that we can still have a decent thrust to weight ratio. Now we have to get a couple more because it isn't quite done just yet. That would be the way too little for a moon landing, right? So let's get another decoupler. Try and put it on all 3. And let's start by putting in some smaller fuel tanks so that you can still have a decent thrust to weight ratio. Let's do some of that. And we could put on 2, which I wouldn't really do because that isn't that aerodynamic. I'm not going to really use that. So for this video, I'm just going to be taking them off. So now we just get on some side nose cones, put them on like normal, and then we just get another few Hawk engines. Make sure to duplicate them all the way there. And now finally, for the staging, you should just use these 2 things that say 1 and 2. So that way, you can click on the plus sign, select all the engines you want, and then when you click on it, those engines will be turned on the moment you click on the play button. That's going to appear when you launch the rocket. Now, this also works for decouplers, and it separates them as well. And you can do multiple of them, and so that you just have to click on the play button. And you should do it for basically everything. Now, up here, we should actually try and use these first. Now we should just do that because we're not actually going to be separating them. Now to make it easier for us to like switch it on and off, instead of adding those 2 things as well, like we just did before, we should do that. So that then we can just switch it on and off easily, like very easily. Let's get rid of those and that. And let's make a couple more so it's easier to get the engines. Like if you want to switch it on or off and stuff like that. So yeah. Random ASMR. So yeah, now that we find them, that we can actually separate them. We can also include the small core belly engine after that as well. And we can also do this for parachutes. And most people really don't know this, but you can also separate heat shields as well. It might not make that much of a difference, but it might help sometimes. So, finally, let's go and launch this bad boy. 3, 2, 1, launch. Settle into a good orbit. That's right. And then finally it'll be easier to navigate to the moon. Yeah. Now, see? Always make sure to mark so that you just know this knows. As you can see, it's kind of how this runs. I think I should be stopping it any second now. Technical difficulties. Anyway, yeah. Let's start running now. And go. As you can see, that navigation thing is going to keep moving further and further. Oh my god, bro. Could have just done that. Anyway, I'll always just try to when it's under 100 seconds. Slow down, chill on the throttle. If you want, you can also move it to 0.1 if you're using absurdly powerful engines. Now, make sure to keep the throttle a bit low so that it's easier to, control where you're going. Good job. Now you're gonna wanna try and make a quick save. Never mind. And now we have to just time warp to there. You shouldn't really click on the encounter thing because sometimes it can actually just crash a rocket somehow. Anyway, let's go. Whoa, I might have fast forwarded a bit too fast there. Now, you want to time warp. Now you want to make just another quick save. Please sub. Yes. Now we have to go and fast forward a bit faster. Then you have to keep slowing down eventually. 1 second. Turn your rocket the right way up so that you're actually going to be able to burn properly. Now, fast forward really fast, then slower as you go lower, slower as you go even further lower, and even slower. I think you should get the gist by now. And by the time you reach roughly that much, you should try and start. It won't be that much though, because you really don't want to waste your delta V. Now, yeah, just go a bit further, keep burning a bit more. Now, once you reach 10, you really want to just start burning. You have to be a bit careful, because sometimes if you're going way too fast, you might have to eat longer. So make sure not to burn a bit too far like I did, otherwise you might accidentally end up going up in instead. What I'm about to do quite soon. Lost me. Getting quite close now. So, now we better just burn a bit down to now to just fast forward until we go to 1,000 meters per second, because if we don't do it by then, we're pretty much absolutely wrecked. So now that we're like that, we have to burn really fast. Make sure not to go up instead though. That happened to me any second now. See? Make sure not to do that to yourself, guys. It's quite irritating. Anyways, so I'm gonna just skip to the part where I succeed because I accidentally messed up. I actually messed up because, yeah, I decided to switch it off my throttle, and that basically ended it. So yeah, trying to skip to the success part. That's exactly what happens when you don't turn on the throttle in time. Anyway, back to the success part. So now, here we are going down quite fast. Now here I am about to tell you to not do the mistake that I did and turn off your throttle. You should really just keep moving it up and down and try and keep it around the 4 meter range. If it goes any more than 5 meters per second, you are absolutely dead. Make sure to keep it down, and as you can see, it's going a little lower. One up again. Silly me. Now let's keep going further. This could be a very tedious process, but luckily it almost ended now. I have to be very, very careful with the landing, otherwise you might end up hitting it. Now I just realized that I was going way too fast thanks to the time warp. Anyway, now that we've landed, what we're gonna do is create a quick save. And I have to keep going up, like way fast. You have to navigate to Earth because that really helps. But make sure, once you've actually managed to escape, you don't want to go a bit too far. Also, just go for it. Don't bother with this time. As you can see, I'm running out of fuel, and I'm gonna just separate my sage. And technical difficulty, just 1 second. Ah, there we are. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, now to just keep going, keep further. Keep going as far as you can, but like I said before, don't go too fast. Otherwise, you might end up overdoing it. Sometimes I accidentally escaped Earth by doing this, and trust me, it's not an experience you want to happen to you. It's really irritating. Now, just time up until you get out, and just once you do that, you want to start burning in the opposite direction you're orbiting. Let me fast forward this a bit because it's a bit tedious. Anyway, so yeah, now we're back. We have it down to roughly 90 meters a second. You can see we're about to hit the ground. Now the time warp roughly that far above the ground, roughly 80 kilometers. Make sure not to stop. And now we're there. Turn around, go real fast. In this one, I'm actually gonna fail, so I might want to fast forward it because it's quite hard. I want to just burn, so let me skip to the success one. Yeah. Anyways, now you have to just come down to roughly 80 per second. We have to burn because we're going at breakneck speeds. Now, once you slow down sufficiently, we can chill because I know that the carbon are just gonna get burnt, but that's all part of the plan. So as you can see, we're going to enter the atmosphere and get ready for reorientation any second now. Good job. Were you prepared? Now, just a second. So yeah, now you better just watch out and try not to capsule get any of the heat. Otherwise, things could go really bad like that. As you can see, the capsule can stand a decent amount, parachute even more, but still have to be very careful, as you can see, because I let my guard down right there. I'm actually trying to go back as much as I can, but still it's not letting me. Anyway, finally got control about here. Now you have to just fast forward as much as you can, like maximum speed. But the moment it hits 2,600, which I completely missed, you just deploy the parachute as soon as you can, because you're still going very fast. Now I'm going to do that and mindlessly waste a ton of my time just trying to shake it off. Let me fast forward it for you. Fast forwarding, fast forwarding, fast forwarding. And about now I finally realized that I can just go and destroy the debris. Whoa. Zero IQ moment. Yeah. Now that we're going really fast, make sure to deploy at precisely 500 meters, because you're still going very fast. So yeah, I guess we're just going to be waiting it out a little bit. Okay, and done. Anyway, let's go down quickly. We're going down faster. Now, you can also just try and shake around to try and reduce your velocity. As you can see, it's kind of working. Okay, it's kind of working, I suppose. It's getting really... And I really don't know what happened, but there was something underneath it that somehow exploded. Now, over here, I might have forgotten about the power pan. How does that work? Like, really? Oh, I just realized. That was the fuel tank, wasn't it? Anyway, so yeah, we got all the achievements, and now we're completely done. Good job, RSP of the past. Now, the end. Please sub as well, because this takes ages to make. And just even liking really supports my channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.